Stuti Satakam 41 to 50. Namasthānam nebhyah sthanagarimagarvena guruna dadanebhyaschudabaranam amrutasyandi shishiram sada vastavbyebhyah savidabhuvi kampakya sarite यशो व्यापारेभ्यः सुकृतविभवेभ्यो रतिपतेः.
Namastan, I worship that Devi. Prostration to that Devi. Tan is a plural, he is using plural to glorify Devi. And further description follows. Namrebhyaha tanagarima garvena guruna. Namrebhyaha, stooping, her form is stooping because of the heaviness of the bosom, sthana garima, garvena, and because of the heaviness of the bosom, there is a pride attached to that, and that pride is guruna, heavy pride, high level of pride, because of the heaviness of the bosom, and because of that she is stooped, her form is stooping. Dadhanebhyaha chudabharanam amritasyandi shishiram. Dadhanebhyaha, holding chudabharanam, the chudamani, the abharanam on chuda, the ornament on the head. What is ornament on her head? Amritasyandi shishiram. Amritasyandi means oozing out amrita, oozing out nectar. That is, moon is always giving out nectar. Shishiram, very cool. Very cool nectar is oozing out of moon. That moon is being held by her as a head ornament. Sada vastavyebhyaha savidha bhuvi, not suvidha bhuvi, savidha bhuvi kampakhya sarite. Sada vastavyebhyaha, always residing. Vastavyebhyaha is residing. Vastavyebhyaha, not vastavebhyaha. Vastavyebhyaha, sada vastavyebhyaha, always residing. Kampakhya sarite, the river called Kampa. Kampa, Akhya Sarite, river called Kampa. Savidha Bhuvi, in the area near. Savidha means near. In the area near the river called Kampa, she is always residing. Yasho Vyaparebhyaha Sukruta Vibhavebhyaha Ratipatehe. Ratipati is Manmatha, husband of Rati, consort of Rati. For him, Sukruta Vibhavebhyaha, because of his merit, he must have done a lot of tapas to earn the grace of Devi. So because of his tapas, he has got a lot of Sukruta in his account. Lot of merit. Vibhavebhyaha, very glorious. The glory of his merit is so great that it has taken the form of Devi. Devi is the very form of the glory of the merit of Manmatha. Yasho Vyaparebhyaha, not only that, she is also the cause of his fame, spreading his fame. Vyaparebhyaha means spreading. His fame is spreading all over all the world. So, his fame is not limited to his house. His fame is limited to all the three worlds. So, that kind of vyapara, that kind of spreading is done by Devi's grace. That Devi's grace is because of his merit, and that merit is having such a glory that the glory itself is Devi. So we prostrate to Devi, who has got a form stooping because of the high level of pride, because of the heaviness of the bosom, and she holds on her head as a crest ornament the cool nectar oozing moon, the crescent moon, and she always resides in the area near the river called Kampa, and she is the very form of Manmatha's glory of merit, and because of her grace, Manmatha's fame spreads all over the three worlds.
Asuyanti kachil marakata rucho naki mukuti कदम्बं चुम्बन्ती चरणनखचन्द्रांशुपटलैः तमोमुद्रां विद्रावयतु मम काञ्चिनिलयना हरोत्सङ्गश्रीमन् मणिगृहमहादीपकलिका.
Now, Devi is described as Harotsanga Shriman Manigriha Mahadeepa Kalika. Last line. Mahadeepa, great lamp. Kalika, like a bud. The flame in the lamp is like a bud in a flower. In a flower bud, if you see, it is small and it is just about to blossom. So this lamp is also having a flame like a bud. So that is Devi. Devi is the bud in the lamp, great lamp. Where is the great lamp? Shriman Manigriha, gem-studded house, glorious gem-studded house. Very beautiful Shriman, very beautiful Manigriha, gem-studded house. In that house, she is the bud of lamp. Where is that house? Hara Utsanga. Utsanga is lap. Hara is Shiva. Shiva's lap is the gem-studded house. In that gem-studded house, you will find a lamp, a beautiful big lamp, and that lamp has got a beautiful bud-like flame. Now that flame is being described. Asuyanti kachin marakata ruchaha naki mukuti kadambam tumbanti. Asuyanti kachiti. Kachiti. That flame cannot be described in words, so it is described as kachiti. Some flame. I cannot describe that flame because I have never seen that kind of flame before. So that flame, Marakata Ruchaha Asuyanti. Asuyanti means castigating through jealousy. Asuya is jealousy. Castigating through jealousy the shine of Marakata, the shine of emerald stones. The radiance of emerald gems is being defeated, is being castigated through jealousy by Devi. That is first description. Second description is Naki Mukuti Kadambam Chumbanti. Chumbanti means touching, caressing. Caressing the groups of crowns of Devas. Naki is Devas, Mukuti is crowns, Kadambam is a group. Because Devas come in groups, so there is a lot of crowns touching the feet of Devi. So her feet is caressing those crowns. How is she caressing? Charananaka Chandramshu Patalaihi. Chandramshu, the rays of moon. Where is the moon in her feet? Charananaka. The nails are like moons. Nails in the feet are like moons, and the rays from those moons, from the rays from the nails, patala. It's like a halo. It is expansive. So that kind of expansive halo, she is caressing the crowns of prostrating devas. Tamo mudram vidravayatu mama Kanchi nilayana. Kanchi, not Kanchir nilayana, Kanchi nilayana, who is residing in Kanchipuram. That Harotsanga we have seen before, that flame in the lamp. Tamo mudram vidravayatu mama. That is the prayer. Mama tamo mudram. My darkness, my ignorance, it is like a mudra. It is deeply ingrained. If you put a stamp, the postman puts a stamp on the envelope. Now it is very difficult for you to erase that stamp. So similarly, my tamas is like a mudra, is having deep impression. So that kind of darkness, ignorance, with mama, my vidravayatu, let it drive away. Because darkness cannot remain in front of light. Because the Devi has been described as a bud, flame of bud. So that flame should drive away my darkness, my ignorance. Now, some flame of lamp, castigating the radiance of emerald stone, caressing the crowns of prostrating devas by the expansive halos of the rays of moon, which are the nails in the feet, and she is residing in Kanchipuram, And she is a bud in the great lamp, bud of flame in the great lamp, in the gem-studded, glorious gem-studded house, which itself is the lap of Parameshwara, and let that light drive away my deep-seated tamas, ignorance, darkness. That is the prayer.
अनाद्यन्ता काचित् सुजननयनानन्दजननी निरुन्धाना कान्तिं निजरुचिविलासै जलमुचा स्मरारेस्तारल्यं मनसि जनयन्ति स्वयमहो गलत्कम्पा शम्पा परिलसति कम्पा परिसरे.
Champa, that is the most important word in this verse. Champa is lightning. Devi's form is described as lightning. Parilasati, it is shining very much. The lightning is shining very much. Kampa parisare, in the area around Kampa river, this lightning is shining. Now, lightning has got certain, we are all familiar with lightning which appears in the sky. But this lightning is totally different from that lightning. So the contrast is brought out beautifully by the poet. Now, anadyanta, anadi anta. That means there is no beginning, there is no end. That is without beginning and end. That means this lightning is always there. Because whenever you want, you can have darshana, Devi, on the banks of Kampa river in Kanchipuram. But whenever you want, you cannot have darshan of lightning. So there is a contrast. Anadyanta, without beginning and end. Kachit, again, without being able to describe, indescribable. Sujana Nayana Ananda Janani. This lightning generates happiness, generates bliss in the eyes of Sujana, virtuous people. For the eyes of virtuous people, she generates ananda, she generates bliss. Now, lightning also generates bliss, no doubt, but it is only short-lived, whereas here it is a long, that is why it is called ananda. Ananda is long, has got a long life. Much after you have come out of Devi's temple, you still have that ananda in your mind. Lightning, you cannot say that. That is the difference. Nirundhana kantim nijaruchi vilasaihi jalamucham. Nirundhana, stopping. Kantim, the radiance. Jalamucham. Jalamucham is cloud. Cloud which releases water is called jalamucha. Water-bearing cloud. The water-bearing cloud, Kanti, the radiance of the water-bearing cloud, she is stopping. She is holding. She is defeating. How she is defeating? Nijaruchi vilasaihi, by the beauty of the radiance of her own. By the beauty of the radiance of her own, she is defeating, she is holding back the radiance of clouds. Smararehe taralyam manasi janayanti. Smararehe, the enemy of Manmatha, that is Shiva, for him, manasi taralyam janayanti, in his mind, taralyam means unsteadiness. His mind becomes unsteady on seeing Devi, whereas he is the enemy of Manmatha himself. He was able to burn away Manmatha with the Agni from his third eye, but when he sees Devi, his mind becomes unsteady. Taralyam manasi janayanti. Aho, it's a wonder. Swayam Galat Kampa. What is the wonder now? Swayam Galat Kampa. Though she is generating unsteadiness in his mind, she doesn't have any kind of unsteadiness. Galat Kampa means avoiding unsteadiness. Swayam, avoiding unsteadiness. By herself, there is no unsteadiness. She is very stable. She shines in the area of Kampa, leaving aside unsteadiness, but generating a great level of unsteadiness in the mind of Shiva. So that is again contrast with the lightning. Lightning cannot generate unsteadiness in the mind of Shiva. Lightning cannot avoid unsteadiness. Lightning is basically unsteady. So these are all various contrasts with Shampa, with lightning. So the lightning which is Devi shines very much on the banks of Kampa river, in the area of Kampa river, and she is without beginning and end. Her glory is indescribable, and she is the generator of bliss in the eyes of virtuous people, and she stops the shine, the radiance of clouds by her beautiful shine coming out of her own form, and she generates unsteadiness in the mind of Shiva himself, herself remaining totally free from unsteadiness. That is great wonder. Aho.
सुधाडिण्डीरश्रीः स्मितरुचिषु तुण्डीरविषयो परिष्कुर्वाणसु परिहसितनीलोत्पलरुचिः स्तनाभ्यामानम्र स्तबकयतु मे काङ्क्षिततरुं दृशा मैशानीनां सुकृतफलपाण्डित्यगरिमा
Sudha Dindira Shrihi Smita Ruchishu. Smita Ruchishu. Smita is gentle smile. In Ruchishu, the radiance of the gentle smile. In the radiance of the gentle smile, she has mixed nectar. She has mixed Amrita. Sudha is Amrita. What kind of Amrita she has mixed? She has mixed it in the form of a foam. Dindira is foam. Foam you find in the sea, on the top. That foam is called Dindira. Shri means the splendor. That means the radiance of her gentle smile carries the splendor of the foam of nectar. Tundira Vishayam Parishkurvana. Next aspect is she is consecrating. She is consecrating. Parishkurvana means she is purifying. She is consecrating Tundira Vishayam, the area of Tundira. The area of Tundira Mandala, she is consecrating by her presence. Pari Asav means this Devi. Parihasita Nilo, this Devi means he is seeing in front of his eyes. That is why he is saying Asav. Asav means something you see in front of you. Parihasita Nilotpala Ruchihi. Parihasita, ridiculing. Nilotpala Ruchihi, the shine of Nilotpala, blue lotus. Some people call it as blue lily instead of blue lotus. Either way it is okay. Blue lotus shine, she is ridiculing. Stanabhyam anamra, she is stooping because of the heaviness of the bosom. Drisham aishaninam sukrutaphala panditya garimam. Aishaninam of Shiva, Ishana is Shiva, of Shiva, Drisham, his eyes. Shiva's eyes, sukrutaphala panditya garima. Devi is described as something for the eyes of Shiva. What is that something? Sukruta phala, the fruit of his various merit. Panditya, that fruit has become very effective. Panditya is the effectiveness of the Sukruta phala. Garima, the glory, the high level. The high level of effectiveness of that means you cannot have darshan of Devi with ordinary Sukruta phala. Your Sukrita Phala has to have Panditya Garima. That is what Shiva is having in his eyes. That is why he is able to constantly see Devi. That means highly effective, the very glory of high effectiveness of Sukrita Phala, the fruit of his merits, that is Devi. That kind of Devi may Kankshita Tarum Stabakayatu. Kankshita means desires. Taru is tree. If you imagine my desires as a tree, please come as a bunch of flowers. Sabakayatu. Sabaka is a bunch of flowers. Please come as a bunch of flowers to the tree of my desire. That means what? That my tree should grow so much, my desires should grow so much, that you yourself should come and decorate the tree as a flower. That means you are the ultimate of my desires. All my other desires are minor. I am not worried about them. My desires should grow into such a beautiful tree where you will come and beautify it as a bunch of flowers. Now the description is, he brings the foam of nectar in the glorious shine of her gentle smile. She purifies the area of Tundira Mandala. She ridicules the shine of blue lotus flower, She stoops because of her heavy bosom, and she is the very high level of effectiveness of the fruit of merit of Shiva's eyes, and such Devi should please come and become a bunch of flowers in the tree of my desires. Kankshita tarum sabakayatu.
कृपाधारा द्रोणी कृपणदिषणानां प्रणमता निहन्त्री सन्तापं निगममुकुटोत्तं सकलिका पराकाञ्ची लीला परिचयवती पर्वतसुता गिरां नीवी देवी गिरिशपरतन्त्र विजयते
Kripadhara Droni. Droni is a tub, a large tub, like the tub in which Acharya takes Abhisheka. That kind of tub is called Droni. Now, the tub of shower of compassion, Kripadhara, shower of compassion, her compassion keeps overflowing from the tub. That is why it is described as a tub. Kripana Dhishananam Pranamatam Nihantri Santapam. Santapam Nihantri. She destroys the misery. The three types of tapa we have seen before, Adhyatmika, etc. Those tapas, those miseries, she destroys. For whom? Pranamatam. Those who worship. Those who worship her, the tapa is destroyed. But who comes and worships her? Kripana Dhishananam. Even if that worshipper is having Manda Buddhi, Kripana Dhishana is Manda Buddhi. Dhishana is Buddhi, intellect. Kripana is weak, poor of intellect, poverty of intellect. Those who are suffering from poverty of intellect, those who are very poor in intellect, even if they come and worship, that is, without knowing her glory, without knowing any greatness of Devi, they simply come and worship because somebody has told them, you go and worship Devi, they go come and worship Devi. Even for them, all tapas are destroyed, all miseries are destroyed. Nigama Mukuta Uttamsa Kalika. Kalika is the bud we have seen before. Uttamsa on the crest, Mukuta on the crown, Nigama Mukuta. Nigama is Vedas. If you imagine Vedas as a crown, she is the bud, flower bud on the top of the crown. She is the flower bud on the top of the crown of Vedas. That means what? She is the ultimate purport of all the Vedas, because Upanishads are called Vedanta. The chief part of Vedas is Upanishad, and she is herself the purport of Upanishad. She is Parabrahma Swarupini. So she is the bud, the flower bud, decorating the crown of Vedas. Para Kanchi Leela Parichayavati. Para is supreme. Kanchi Leela Parichayavati. She is used to sporting in the area of Kanchipura. That is her habit. Parichayavati means habitually she does that. Parvata Sutta, daughter of mountain Himavan. Giram Nivi Devi Girisha Paratantra. Giram Nivi. Nivi is the waist ornament. Waist ornament is Nivi. That means the girdle, that is the limit here. Limiting adjunct. Limiting adjunct of words. Limiting adjunct of words. That means words cannot describe her. She is beyond words. So she is the limit of words. You cannot go and with the words you cannot approach her. So Giram Nivi Devi Girisha Paratantra. She is not Paratantra to anyone. She is not subservient to anyone. She is subservient only to Girisha. So she is subservient to Shiva as his consort. Vijayate. She is effulgent. She is victorious. She is the very form of a tub of shower of compassion. She destroys the misery of those who worship her, even if they are poor in intellect. And she is the flower bud as an ornament on the crown of Vedas. She is supreme. She is used to sporting in the area of Kanchipuram, daughter of Himavan. She is the very ultimate limit of all words, and she is subservient to Parameshwara, and she is effulgent and victorious.
कवित्वश्रीकन्दः सुकृतपरिपाटी हिमगिरेः विधात्री विश्वेषां विषमशरवैरि जयपटी सखी कम्पानद्याः पदहसितपातो जयुगली पुराणी पायान्नः पुरमतन साम्राज्य पदवी.
Kavitva Shri Kandaha. Kanda is the root we have seen before. Shri is the glory. Kavitva is poetry. She is the root of the glory of all poetry. Sukrita Paripati Himagirehe. For Himavan, the mountain, for Himavan, Sukrita Paripati. She is the succession of merit. He went on accumulating merit, and finally he found so much of merit in his account that Devi herself became his daughter. So Sukrita Paripati. Paripati is a succession of merit. So you should keep on accumulating punya. That is the lesson. Don't say, oh, I have done this, I have participated in the Tatirudram, I have had darshan of Kamakshi 1,000 times. That is not the way to count your merit. Keep on, don't count your merit. Keep on and on that path till you have darshan of Devi. That is what Himavan did. Vidhatri Vishvesham. Vishvesham, for all the people in the universe, Vidhatri, she is the maker of destiny. She is the maker of destiny for all those who are in this universe. Vishamashara Veeradhvaja Pati. Vishamashara is Manmatha, who is having arrows which are different. 5 different arrows he is having. One is different from the other. 5 different flowers. So Vishamashara is Manmatha. For Veeradhvaja, he has got a banner of Shaurya, banner of courage, banner of valor. That banner of valor, for that banner, she is the pati, she is the cloth. That means she is the essence of that Veeradhvaja. That means without her, there is no Veeradhvaja. That is what it means. Without cloth, how can you have a banner? So she is the very cloth of that banner of valor of Manmatha. Sakhi Kampanadyaha. She is the female friend of Kampa river. Padahasita Pathoja Yugali. Pathoja, lotus, Padahasita. Her lotus feet ridicule Yugali, the twin lotus feet, ridicule lotuses. Purano Payannaha Puramasana Samrajya Padavi. Puranaha, very ancient. Because we have seen she is without beginning and end. There was nobody before her, so she is the most ancient. Puranaha. Puramathana Samrajya Padavi. Puramathana is Shiva. He destroyed the 3 Puras. So Puramathana is Shiva. Samrajya. Shiva's Samrajya. Shiva's empire. Padavi. That state, that position of empire of Shiva is Devi. That means, if you want to get the grace of Shiva, if you have got the grace of Devi, that is good enough. Devi is herself the position of the empire of Shiva. So she herself represents the empire of Shiva. So naturally, once you have got the grace of Devi, you have already got the grace of Shiva. Such Devi, Naha Payat, may her protect us. Payat, protect, Naha us. May her protect us. She is the root, the glorious root of all poetry. She is the succession of merit which has reached the fruition of Himavan. She is the ordainer of destiny of all the people in the universe. She is the very essence, the very cloth of the banner of valor of Manmatha. She is the female friend of Kampa, and she ridicules lotuses by her twin feet, and she is very ancient, and she herself is the position of empire of Shiva. May she protect us.
दरिद्राणां मध्ये दरदलिततापिञ्च सुषमाः स्तनाभोगक्लान्तः तरुणहरिणाङ्काङ्कितकचः हराधीना नानाविभुधमुकुटी चुम्बितपदाः कदा कम्पातीरे कथय विहरामो गिरिसुते.
Now he is making a prayer as a question. He wants to go, the poet wants to go and play with Devi. So he says, last line, Kada Kampatire, on the banks of Kampa river, Kada, when at all, Kathaya, tell me, Viharamaha, when will we play together? When at all will we play together on the banks of Kampa river? Tell me. Girisute, daughter of Himavan. That means, who can go and play? What is the meaning of going and playing? You have to get Sarupya, then only you can go and play. Sarupya is one of the forms of moksha we have seen before. So this has been interpreted as a prayer for Sarupya. Same form as Devi, a female friend of Devi having the same form, then only you can go and play. Daridrana Madhye, now the description. Madhye means the middle part of Devi's form, the waist part, Daridrana, poor. The middle part is poor. Poor means what? Weak, emaciated. That means slender. Slender waist is described as Daridrana. It's a poetical way of saying it. Daradalita, Tapiksha, Sushamaha. Tapiksha, Tapinksha, both are same. Now, the poet is using Tapiksha, so we should also use Tapiksha. In fact, he has used the Tapiksha earlier also on 2-3 occasions, 2-3 verses. Both are correct as per Sanskrit grammar. Tapiksha Sushamaha, the glory of Tapiksha, Tamala flower, Daradalita, just blossomed. Daradalita means just blossomed. Just blossomed Tapiksha, Tamala flower, radiant, she is having. Stana Bhoga Klantaha, not Kantaha. Stana Bhoga Klantaha, Karuna Harinanka Ankita Kachaha. Stana Bhoga Klantaha. Klanta means wearied, exhausted. Exhausted by the weight of bosom. Abhoga means the opulence. Opulence, the heaviness. Because of that, Klantaha, wearied. Taruna Harina Ankita Kachaha. Kacha is hair, Ankita marked, Harina is moon. Taruna Harina, young moon. The young moon, the crescent moon, is marking her hair. Haradhina, she is subservient only to Shiva, we have seen before. Hara Paratantra, we have seen, same. Nana Vibhuda Mukuti Chumbita Padaha, this also we have seen before. Nana Vibhuda, various devas, Mukuti, their crown, Chumbita Padaha, the feet are caressing those crowns. When will I play with you? Please tell me, O daughter of mountain, on the banks of Kampa river, when will I get Sarupya? So it's same form as you, so that I can come and play with you. So your form is slender in the middle. Your radiance is like Kamala flower just blossom. Your form is exhausted because of the opulence of your bosom, and your hair is marked by crescent moon. You are subservient only to Shiva, and your feet go and caress the crowns of various devas when they prostrate. O daughter of mountain, when will we play on the banks of Kampa river? Please tell me.
वरीवर्तुस्ते मा त्वहि मम गिरां देवि मनसः नरी नर्तु प्रौढा वदनकमले वाक्यलहरी चरीचर्तु प्रज्ञाजननि जडिमानपरजने सरी सर्तु स्वैरं जननि मयि कामाक्षि करुणा.
So there are 4 prayers in this shloka. Varivartu sthema tvayi mama giram devi manasaha. O Devi, tvayi mama giram manasaha sthema varivartu. Tvayi, in you, mama, my, giram, words, manasaha and mind, words and mind, hema, stability, steadiness. That is, the steadiness of my mind and the steadiness of my words in you should please be varivartu. Varivartu means established. Please see that the words and the mind of mine are steadily established in you. That is the first prayer. Very beautiful, very compact, very telling prayer. Nari nartu praudha vadana kamale vakyalahari. Vadana kamale, in the lotus mouth of mine, vakyalahari, the waves of the flood of sentences. That means the flood of poetry. Praudha, in a mature way. In a mature way. Nari nartu, let it dance. Nari nartu means let it dance. Let it dance gloriously. Let it dance gloriously. Because nartu itself means dance. Nari nartu means let it dance gloriously. The flood of speech in the lotus mouth of mine in a very mature manner. Chari kartu prajna janani jadimanaha parajane. Prajna janani is an address, like Devi in the first line, like Kamakshi in the last line. Prajna janani is a very, I think first time we are coming across this phrase. The mother of prajna. Prajna means consciousness, awareness. That means knowledge. It has so many different connotations, prajna. Consciousness, awareness, knowledge, everything comes under prajna. So, all this is generated only by Devi. So, prajna janani is an address. Jadimanaha parajane charichartu. Jadimanaha, ignorance, inertia. Charichartu, let it go. Let it move. Let it move. Where it should move? Parajane. In one who is not a bhakta of yours, that is parajana. Swajana is your own. Parajana is opposite of swajana. Swajana is our own person. Parajana is the enemy of us. The enemy of Devi. That means those who do not have any devotion to Devi, he is classifying them under parajana category. So he says, let ignorance, let inertia go to them. Let it not come to me. Sari sartu swairam janani mai kamakshi karuna. Final prayer. O janani, O kamakshi, O mother, O kamakshi, mai in me, swairam on its own, automatically, karuna sari sartu, your compassion should flow freely. Sari sartu means, sarit is a river, so it is connected with that. Sari sartu, like a river, it should flow freely. What should flow freely? Your compassion. Automatically, without your having to do anything, without my having to do anything, let it come. Automatically, like a flood. So there are 4 prayers. O Devi, my words and my mind, the steadiness of these should be established in you. The flood of speech, flood of words, in a mature manner, in my lotus mouth, let it dance. O mother of prajna, mother of consciousness, ignorance, inertia should please move ahead to those who are not your bhaktas. O Kamakshi, O mother, in me, your compassion should automatically come like a flood.
Chanate Kamakshi Bhramara Sushama Sikshana Guru Kataksha Vyakshepaha Mama Bhavatu Mokshaya Vipada Nari Swairam Vachanalahari Nirjarapuri Saridvichi Nichi Karanapaturasye Mama Sada.
O Kamakshi, Brahmana Sushama Shikshana Guruhu Kataksha Vyakshepaha. Kataksha is the main subject here, the sidelong glance. Vyakshepaha means tossing, like you toss a ball. You toss your kataksha on me. Mama bhavatu. Let it happen to me. How is this kataksha? Bhramara Sushama Shikshana Guruhu. Bhramara is bee, Sushama is radiance. For bees, the radiance of the bees, this kataksha is a guru in teaching radiance. Shikshana Guruhu. That means this kataksha is a teacher for bees in teaching radiance. Kshanat te kataksha vyakshepaha mama bhavatu. Kshanat in a second. Te kataksha vyakshepaha. Your sidelong glance, tossing of your sidelong glance, let it happen to me, mama bhavatu. Why it is required? Mokshaya vipadam. Vipadam mokshaya. Vipada is dangers. Vipat is danger. Vipadam dangers. Mokshaya relief, freedom. Freedom from dangers. For securing freedom from dangers, may your kataksha be tossed on me. The kataksha is actually a teacher in teaching radiance to even bees who are known for radiance. Narinartu swairam vachanalahari nirjarapuri sarit vichi nichi karanapatuhu asye mama sada. Vachanalahari, the flood of speech. Narinartu, let it dance in my mouth. How is this vachanalahari? There is a qualifying description of that, like we had for Kataksha, Brahmara Sushama Shikshana Guru. Here, the qualifying statement is Nirjarapuri Sarid Vichi Nichi Karana Patuhu. Nirjarapuri is Devaloka. Devas are called Nirjaras. In fact, Amara Kosha starts with Amara Nirjara Devaha. That is how it starts. So Nirjaras means those who never become old, those who never suffer from old age. That is Nirjara. So that is Devas. Nirjarapuri is Amaravati, Devaloka. Saritu means river. Which is the river in Devaloka? Ganga, Akasha Ganga. Vichi is waves. Waves of Akasha Ganga. Niki Karana, putting them down, ridiculing the waves of Akash Ganga. Patuhu, in that expert. Which is expert? The speech which is there in my mouth. Asya means mama, asya means in my mouth. Asya means mouth. Sada narinartu swairam, on its own, automatically, without your having to do anything, without my having to do anything, automatically let it dance, always in my mouth. The flood of speech. And the flood of speech in my mouth should be such that it puts down, it ridicules the waves of Ganga, Akasha Ganga. O Kamakshi, your sidelong glance is a teacher of bees in teaching them radiance, and let it be tossed for a moment on me for getting me freedom from dangers. My waves of speech in my mouth, let it always dance and in a way such that it is an expert in putting down, ridiculing the Akasha Ganga of Devaloka, the waves of Akasha Ganga in Devaloka.
पुरस्तान् मे भूयः प्रशमनपरस्तान् मम रुजा प्रचारस्ते कम्पातटविधृतिसम्पादिनि दृशोः इमां याञ्चाम् ऊरीकुरु सपदि दूरी कुरुतमपरिपाकं मत्कं सपदि बुधलोकं च नयमाम्.
The second line is an address. Kampatata Vihriti Sampadini is an address. Kampatata, on the banks of river Kampa, Vihriti, playing around, Sampadini, doing it. So, Devi, who is sporting in banks of Ganga, banks of Kampa river, me purastat bhuyaha prashamana paraha tan tat mama rujam pracharaha te drishoho. The words are split here and there, so we have to put them together properly. Te drishoho pracharaha. Pracharaha means direction. Drishoho, eyes. The direction of your eyes. The direction of your eyes. Mama rujam bhuyaha prashamanaparaha me purastat that. Me purastat, in front of me. That, let it come. Let it come in front of me. The direction of your eyes. Instead of looking here and there, please look at me. Let it come on me. Why it should come on me? Mama rujam bhuyaha prashamana paraha. Ruja is disease. All my diseases, prashamana paraha, engaged in removing those diseases. Bhuyaha, abundant. That is, my diseases are abundant. One after the other, there are a lot of diseases. So, your glance is also required in abundant measure so that all my diseases can be removed. Prashamana paraha, engaged in removing mama rujam. Ruja is disease, all my diseases. Me purastat stat, let it come in front of me. What should come in front of me? Te dishoho pracharaha, the direction of your eyes. Imam yachnyam uri kuru sapadi duri kuru sama paripakam matkam. Imam yachnyam uri kuru. Yachnyam, yancham, both are same. It can be yancham also, but the poet is using yachnyam. Cha first and nya later. Let it be like this, we will follow that only. That is correct in Sanskrit. Imam yachnyam, this prayer, yachnyam is prayer. This prayer, uri kuru. Please firm it up. Please firm up my prayer. Please promise that you will do according to my prayer. What is my prayer? Sapadi duri kuru tamah paripakam matkam. Matkam, my tamah paripakam, mature, fully grown ignorance. Paripakam is fully grown, mature. Fully grown tamaha, darkness, ignorance. Sapadi, immediately, instantly, duri kuru, remove. Please remove instantly my full-grown ignorance, darkness. That is my prayer. Please promise that you will do this prayer. Please firm up my prayer. Sapadi budhalokam cha nayamam. Again Sapadi is coming. Immediately, instantly. That is, having removed my darkness, having removed my ignorance, please take me to the world of jnani. Buddha is jnani. Buddha Lokam, the world of Jnani. Naya, please lead me. Mom, me. Please lead me instantly to the world of Jnani. That means give me Jnana. How can I go to Buddha Loka unless I become a Buddha myself? Nobody will admit me in Buddha Loka. So that means remove my ignorance, give me Jnana, and put me in the company of Jnanis, because Jnana is something which should be cultivated in the company of Jnani. So Satsanga is also mentioned here. That is very important. Because it's not enough if you acquire Jnana, you have to maintain Jnana. For that you need Satsanga. So the prayer is, let your direction of eyes fall on me for removing my diseases which are abundant. O Devi, who is given to sporting on the banks of Kampa river, please promise, please stabilize my prayer. Please promise my prayer. Instantly, my fully grown darkness, please remove. Similarly, instantly, please lead me to the world of Buddhas, world of Jnanis.